one very lasting comment that one of the brothers made to me once was that he was saying that my Singapore isn't your Singapore, and I think that impacted me very deeply as I realized of the inequalities even though we're living on the same island. I think it is even more apparent now in COVID. Even if we come out of COVID, it is how do we have that equality in the different communities, and I think that's what continues to push me to do this.
Several of our members were involved in providing emergency assistance to some workers when they were stuck in their dormitories and they couldn't come out. Then after that, because of these efforts, we learned about some of the issues that we faced that were a bit more complex and that will persist even after the pandemic. So we decided to build on a lot of the research and a lot of these studies that have been done, right, to convene this idea of a multi-sector stakeholder collective. So this particular project is called the Listening Living Labs with migrant worker communities.
We also have a mental health and engagement pillar where we have befriending activities and also getting them to both understand our community and our community to theirs, so that in future it is not just helping the migrant community but helping out with your friends.
Having very simple conversations with them, just asking about your kids at home, because they really miss their family a lot and they love talking about their own country. It's just talking about to them about these simple things makes me realize that we are all human at the end of the day, and it doesn't matter what our background is, all these external factors that draws us apart. So when we come together and talk about a common topic, it's always nice to learn about their story and how keen they are to even share this part of themselves that they feel like they don't really have a chance to share in their everyday lives, because they do a lot of these invisible jobs that we do not don't really see.
My most memorable experience, I think, we actually got to meet up with some of the brothers at East Coast Park to share a meal and to be able, we played with sparklers and just traditional Singaporean snacks and toys, and it was great to introduce to each other in person and to be able to socialize and to speak to each other as equals, as friends. And I think it's very important to be able to recognize that, although we come from different countries, we are all staying in the same country right now in Singapore. We want to have shared experiences. We want to be able to build a community of friendship.
For me, my most memorable experience is this year we had our We All Eat event, which is an event where it took place in a recreational center, and all the migrant brothers came together to break fast. Yeah, so at that moment we had the migrant band performing iconic songs in Bangladesh, and all the migrant brothers, they were all dancing and singing along. And I think they can be empowered to really share this experience and their passions with one another, and even tap on them to rally all their brothers to come together and bring a little piece of home, of their culture to Singapore to share it with everyone.
My most memorable experience will probably have to be a project that we did last year with Esplanade, where we had our brothers who were dancers and actors fully helmed 2 sold out shows at the Esplanade together with our domestic helper friends, and I think that was very impactful because we see the migrant community as one homogeneous community, but a lot of times there's so many talents, whether it's dancers, poets, actors, activists in the community, and the community is able to help themselves and is able to be the voice for themselves in times of need.
We are a recruitment platform for migrant domestic workers, providing them jobs for free. I was looked by employers sometimes at a point that we are a social impact company, and they look at us that we are defending the helper. Whereby the fact is, it's not employers versus helper. We're just trying to make the world a better place, helps to build relationship with the employer. So if there's any cases where the relationship doesn't work out, the fees, we don't charge placement fee, so we will step in to resolve the issues for both parties.
I think Singapore has a lot of advantages going for us. We have a very developed society. We have a multiracial society, which is something that's very rare in the world. We get along with different races, or at least we have policies that allow us to get along with different races. So I would like a Singapore that has more love and empathy for those around us. So even as we are chasing our financial dreams, we're trying to get a house, family, trying to get our financial wealth, I think it's very important to remember the human factor, and I would love to have a Singapore that will recognize and respect each and every person in the community, be it Singaporeans or people who come from overseas.
And for Welcome in My Backyard, we're also known as WIMBY. What we do is that we're a ground-out initiative hoping to build relationships and build bridges between Singaporeans and migrant workers.
I feel like one of the things that Windy is already doing, which I really like, is this idea that we will never ever have this not in my backyard mindset ever again. Actually, Singapore is a land of migrants. I mean, all of us were technically migrants in some way. Grandparents, like for the Chinese, grandparents came from China not that long ago, actually, less than 100 years ago maybe. But how quick we forget.
A society with love, with care, because I feel that we can bring back a bit of the kampong spirit that we had in the past.
I do hope that in the future our society can hone on that, that sense of being human and that sense of the need for a genuine connection to help to guide us towards a more inclusive society.
I'm Sam. I provide opportunities for migrant domestic workers.
I'm Elly, and I would like to see society coalesce together.
I'm Vincent. I would love to create a more inclusive society for both migrant and domestic workers and Singaporeans.
I'm Nicholas. I look forward to a Singapore that takes care of this minority group.
I'm Laura. I want to see a society in Singapore that is full of mutual respect and empathy, no matter your social standing in life.
I am Yuxuan, and I would like to help forge a more friendly, a more inclusive community for everyone.
We are Changemakers. Do you see us?